Hi everybody, could you use some good news? Well, we're going to do something a little different this time. This being the end of the year, I thought it might be worthwhile to take a look back at some of the good news that we heard in the year 2013. And I'm not going to so much focus on specific stories as a few areas that seemed to produce the most good news this past year. And the first of those areas is the area of gay rights, and specifically same-sex marriage. This year saw unprecedented progress in the movement to see same-sex marriage legalized. 10 U.S. states. 10 legalized same-sex marriage either by court decision, legislative action, or popular vote. That number includes my own state of Maryland, which voted to recognize same-sex marriages in the 2012 general election and put the new law into effect January 1st, 2013, and the state of California, where same-sex marriage is legal once again following a ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court that defenders of the state's unconstitutional Proposition 8 had no standing. Speaking of the U.S. Supreme Court, it also struck down the section of the Federal Defense of Marriage Act which defined marriage as solely the union between a man and a woman. And the U.S. was not the only nation to move forward on this issue in the year 2013. France, Uruguay, New Zealand, England and Wales, and Brazil all either legalized same-sex marriage or affirmed that same-sex couples had the right to marry already. That's good news and good reason to hope for even better things in 2014. As those of you who watch this series regularly will already know, this year was also an extraordinary one for medical breakthroughs. In fact, there were far too many significant ones for me to even list here. Here are a few of the big ones. Multiple advances in the development of immunotherapies effective against cancer. 3D printing techniques used to manufacture new ears, and living tissues from stem cells with the manufacture of actual functional internal organs predicted for as soon as 2014. Advancements in microscopy that allow researchers to observe the operations inside living cells in real time. And exciting progress made in the fight against HIV/AIDS, with promising new vaccine targets identified and the incredible news that a baby born infected with HIV had been functionally cured. Those are just a handful of the medical stories I've talked about in this series in 2013. Over the last year, on an almost weekly basis, the men and women of medical science have been making our lives better in the here and now and giving us real hope for the future. Finally, how could I wrap up a review of the good news from 2013 without mentioning a few of the discoveries that made it a fantastic year for the natural sciences? The discovery of the Higgs boson at CERN was made even more certain, and the theorists who first predicted it were awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics. Scientists seemed poised to make nerd dreams come true in two areas, as advancements were made in the production of light matter, can lightsabers be that far behind, and invisibility technology. NASA announced that Voyager 1 had crossed the heliopause, becoming, by that reckoning, the first man-made object to exit the solar system. Astronomers produced the best map yet of the cosmic microwave background radiation, revising their estimate of the age of the universe to about 100 million years older than previously thought, and discoveries of extrasolar planets kept on coming, including several of comparable size and composition to Earth, orbiting in the habitable zones of their stars. For all the bad news it brought our way, the year 2013 also furnished us with stories from politics, medicine, technology, the natural sciences, and elsewhere that encouraged us, gave us real hope for the future, and reminded us that the universe of which we are a part is a place of endless wonder and unfathomable beauty. This year, next year, any year, that's the good news. Adi, if you were going to sum up the year 2013 in one word, what would it be? That's 2 words. That's 3 words. 4 words.